Your favorite fat boys.
What's up, everybody? It's your favorite fat boy, Jerron.
Stefan, a.k.a. Mayhem, a.k.a. the Monument Destroyer, a.k.a. your racist ideologue.
So, how everybody doing out there in this COVID world? How you been, Stefan?
I'm fantastic. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been like almost a month.
Yeah, about a month.
Yeah, so kind of pacing ourselves here. You know, I feel like we had like 3 episodes where the subject matter was, you know, very much the same.
Yeah.
So I want to kind of get some spaces out, give some time, let some things develop, and then we come back, you know.
Well, seeing as how it's been happening continuously.
Yeah.
Those things we were talking about in the last episodes.
Yeah, so, you know, it is what it is. So hopefully, you know, you're protesting, you're being safe. If you are going out and about, you are practicing social distancing, and you're wearing your mask, which is now becoming mandatory in some states. Well, at least in some stores as well, too.
Yeah, a lot of stores are putting in mandatory orders for people to wear masks. And, you know, I got people up in arms. But I like to be naked. But every time I go to Aldi's, I got to put on pants. So it's not that big of a deal, people.
No, in the grand scheme of things, no, it's not. You know, it's protect you and other people. And, you know, that way we can get back to some form of normalcy and, you know, in the long run. So
right now, you know, the United States has about 140,000 deaths from COVID and over 3 million confirmed cases. So if we want to get those numbers down so that we can get back to just spitting in each other's faces, you know, social distance, wear your mask when you're out in public and you can't social distance.
And wash hands.
Always.
Yeah. Like the lady said in Family Guy. Good luck, everybody.
Right.
But yeah, a lot been going on. No, not just recently, but overall since we probably been, you know, covering a lot of the stuff that's going on in the news. Quick side note here: what episodes is this now?
31, if I'm not mistaken.
We got 31 episodes. Woo-hoo!
We do, and also we have another milestone on our SoundCloud. We have accumulated over 1,000 listens throughout the platform. So there's some level of popularity there. I don't know why you people are listening to this shit.
Thank you to the ones that are listening.
So over the entirety of our podcast life, we have well over 1,000 streams of the podcast.
So here's a funny tidbit. I looked on the SoundCloud app, and it shows, you know, where we get most of our listeners from.
Mm-hmm.
Can you guess where we get them from?
Maryland?
Dublin.
Really?
Yes.
Maybe that might have been for the week that you looked.
I'll double check. I'll show it to you.
It was probably for the week that you looked at.
But it showed that we get most of our listeners from Dublin, so
it might have been just from that week, because I think the vast majority are from like the Baltimore area.
I don't know no Dublin slang to say, you know, like.
Yeah, we got a couple listens from like India. I said, I don't even know anybody in India. So to all of my Indians, Pakistanians, Irish people who are listening to this podcast, thank you.
Hey. But yeah, to go into our subject matter here, what we're noticing a lot with a lot of protests that's been going on. They also have been removing monuments that have been centered on like around generals of the Civil War or things of that nature.
Confederate monuments.
Confederate monuments, right. A lot of people, you know, there are a lot of people that are against it. They're, you know, like, why you're moving history in a sense. And then there are people that are removing it, and it's like they're doing it. They just doing it. It's like it's dangerous. Like this, they took one down not too long ago in Little Italy, and they threw it in the harbor.
Yeah, they've been doing that a lot. I mean, granted, I am all for removing statues of Confederate leaders because, again, for all of those flag-waving patriots who love America, the Confederacy were against America. They rebelled, and they lost.
So why are we champion losers?
Right. And even the commander-in-chief of the Confederate Army said that, yeah, don't praise us. Don't put up statues in our name. What we did was rebel against the country. So the fact that people are screaming, it's for our history and you can't tear these down, it's a part of history, it's a bunch of bullshit. Especially when you look at the time frame in which the Confederate statues went up. Mm-hmm. Said none of them went up during the Civil War. It was many, many years after slavery was ended. And you got black people who are now newly free and are starting to try to have a come up, and those white people in the South was like, bitch, you used to be slaves and we need something to remind you of that.
Right, it's a blatant slap in the face.
Yeah, so if you look at during the early 1900s and when most of the Confederate monuments went up, and then also during Jim Crow era and also during the Civil Rights Movement, even more went up. So these are not about history. They're about putting black people in their place.
Yeah.
So it's okay if you want to remove them. If you want to put them in a museum, fine. Because last time I checked, nobody learns history from a fucking statue.
Point taken. Very well said. Yeah, I feel like, like he says, this is a blatant slap in the face to have them go up during that time period when we were trying to get equal rights. And it's just... I think they should be removed safely, though. I think people that are taking them down, I think it's a risk of, injuring yourself. Like, we're talking about a damn statue here. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you've watched some of the toppling of those statues, a lot of them were rather quickly put together and put up because they were sending a message. We need to get this out quick and get these statues up to let these black folks know what's going on.
So they're not real sturdy, what you're saying?
Yeah, pretty much. Okay. Most of them are not very sturdy.
Yeah, you make a point because they take it down rather easily.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, most of them are not very sturdy.
Because when they did it, they threw the statue in Little Italy. I was like, damn. In Philadelphia, like this mayor there, they have a statue of a mayor up there. He's a known racist. They took him down rather quickly as well.
Yeah, and also with the whole tearing down of the monuments is please read up on what statues you're tearing down, because I think one statue that was torn down was of an abolitionist, because when you don't know, you don't know. Just all of these random white folks.
Hey, we missed one. we missed this one. I'm gonna take it down. That was a good one. Oh,
too late.
Oh,
so at the very least, if you're gonna tear down a monument, at least read up on the person whose monument you're tearing down.
Yeah, educate yourself.
Right, and also again, remove them, put them in a museum, put them somewhere to house them so people can go and look at them, but they don't need to be prominently displayed.
Yeah, because one of the arguments is that, you don't have statues of generals or figures from, like the Holocaust throughout Germany.
Oh, yeah, no.
You don't have them out.
There are no statues of Hitler.
Right. So it's like, why do we have to have that constant reminder that, hey, you were slaves at one point, or...
Because there was a different context and why they were put up.
True. So it's like, even with the Holocaust Museum, those things are in a museum to be referenced and looked at, for history's sake.
Right.
But our history is like, it's all over the place. Like, you still had the Confederate flags up.
Which is baffling to me, seeing as how when Hitler was toppled and Germany was rebuilt, they banned swastikas from being displayed. But we just allow everybody to run around waving Confederate flags, and they're like, it's a part of my history. Well, I'm sorry to tell you this, but the Confederacy only lasted for about 5 years. Destiny Child lasted longer than the Confederacy. So I would just put that out there. So if you want to wave a flag with Beyonce, Kelly, and Michelle, go right ahead. That makes more sense than waving the Confederate flag.
I mean, that's a damn good point. So y'all gotta do better. That's what y'all gotta do
right.
better.
That's what it boils down to. Get a little better.
Oh boy. So I like the fact that I won't say like we as black people, but I think we as a people, we are taking charge. We're not putting up with this no more. I like to see that spirit of it.
Well, I mean, again, this is not something that hasn't happened before.
True. Yeah. It's just being displayed because it seems like everything's happening right now in this moment.
That's because we're in the moment. Mm-hmm. When the civil rights movement was happening, I'm sure they felt the exact same way. Like, I'm so glad that we are doing this now, even though there were rebellions beforehand. There were fights for independence and for rights beforehand. But when you're living in the moment and you're seeing history happen, it seems like brand new to you.
Mm. Very true, very true. So let's see, what else we gonna get into? So, with all this, with the lockdown, then they reopening stuff and everything.
And then they closing it back again.
Yeah, because y'all niggas don't want to wear y'all mask. I don't say niggas, but you peoples don't want to wear y'all masks and stuff. And
sure, they can all be niggas, because when I refer to niggas, I refer to stupid people.
There you go. So, please wear y'all masks so that we can go out and have happy hour and go to movie theaters.
There have been a lot of places, especially in the South and in a lot of Republican controlled states, Georgia, Texas, Nevada, where they prematurely reopened, and then their COVID cases spiked through the fucking roof and are continuing to spike. And so now there are a lot of places that are looking to close again.
I think they should just remove Florida from the United States for like at least 30 days. Like just push that off the states.
Remove a lot of them.
Just push it off.
I blame the people in charge, honestly.
Yeah, like because in Atlanta,
those governors are fucking retarded.
In Atlanta right now, you have the governor in Atlanta of Georgia is saying he won't make masks mandatory.
Yeah, they're not mandatory. And he put a ban on anybody from making them mandatory. And now he's suing the mayor of Atlanta because she put in a mandatory mask order.
Right. So, like, what's going on down there?
Well, the mayor is a Democrat and the governor's Republican.
Oh, good versus evil.
So, all of my family down in Georgia, because most of you are down in Georgia, stay safe. I ain't coming to visit.
He's not. He says he's not coming to visit y'all because we in a pandemic.
So that pandemic thing is a thing.
So,
but even with that, you can tell based off of just driving around, people are really getting fed up with the whole lockdown and just kind of said, as soon as things started opening up, they just said, fuck it.
Yeah. I couldn't wait to go out to go somewhere. What's somewhere you want to go really, really bad when all is said and done?
Well, I'm going to take a note from a guy that I work with who said he was real pressed to get to Applebee's. It blew my fucking mind. He's like, I really want this lockdown to be over because I really want to go to Applebee's. I was like, wait, what? Out of all the places that you really want to press to get to, why the fuck would you want to be eager to go to Applebee's?
He ain't say Ruth Chris.
He ain't say Oceanaires, no high-end restaurant. Fogo de Chao, just fucking Applebee's.
Applebee's. That was the funniest thing I heard you say when you told me that the other day. Talking about, I can't wait to go to Applebee's. Applebee's.
Right. I said, my whole face just turned up. Right? Applebee's. So out of all the places I would love to be able to go to once the pandemic is over and the lockdown restrictions are lifted, Applebee's was not even remotely close to the list.
Hell no. We in our early days, say like college days, getting out of high school, we will fuck up Applebee's.
Oh yeah, frequent Applebee's every fucking weekend.
Yeah, because half of advertisers, we were, semi-broke college kids.
Exactly.
That was the thing to do. As functioning adults here.
With a job.
Some sense now, some culture to us. Applebee's is not on my list for anything.
Yeah, so to my coworker, I hope you get to Applebee's. Don't go now.
Because I've done a couple of restaurants and I've been trying to more so support black-owned businesses. Mm-hmm. So I've gone to like a Terra Cafe. I've been to Poppy's Cuisine. Shoot, what else I've been to? I don't think Moses is black-owned, but enough niggas go there. So might as well be. But yeah, there hasn't been. Moses probably been the most crowded place I went to.
Right.
And I went and got takeout. I haven't sat in a restaurant, nothing like that. So, but Poppy's Cuisine, good food, good shit though.
I had to take your word for it.
Yeah, it's really good.
You know how I feel about just going to give people money to cook me food when I got a kitchen.
I know, but you got to try the greens. They was hitting. Mac and cheese was hitting.
I can make both of those really well.
Man, you know what? Next subject. So, speaking of restaurants, recently there was an incident here with a dress code policy at a downtown restaurant in Baltimore, Ouzo Bay. So I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all familiar with this story by now because it's probably like 2-3 weeks old.
Yeah.
So let's do a quick recap.
I'm sorry, ma'am. The gentleman's already explained it to you.
Okay, tell it to me again. You telling me we cannot eat here?
So unfortunately, we do have a dress code. If you have some non-athletic shorts.
But that white kid out there can eat here with his tennis shoes on and his athletic shirt.
So we allow tennis shoes, but not athletic shorts and t-shirts.
He has on you telling me that's not an athletic shirt? Not that one, but you telling me that little boy who just ate here does not have on an athletic shirt?
I'm sorry. I would love for you to be able to come back and eat here.
So you telling me my son can't eat here because he has on athletic stuff?
No, just the shorts. It is part of our dress code. We try to enforce
So it's
it.
only his shorts? Only the shorts can't be athletic?
The shorts and the t-shirt, yes.
But the little boy has on an athletic, the little white kid that just sat out there had on an athletic tennis shoes and an athletic shirt.
I understand that you're upset. If there's any...
No, it's not that I'm upset. The little boy out there had on athletic. You telling me it's no athletic wear? The little boy out there. I'm not looking for sympathy. I'm just asking you why it's different for my son.
I understand.
Then that little kid that was out there with athletic tennis shoes and...
The t-shirt that the little kid was wearing, we don't consider that to be athletic t-shirt.
Why?
Honestly, I did not get a good look, but it looked like a regular t-shirt.
I have a video. Do you want to see it?
If you would like to show it to me, I'm happy to look, but
So if I were to break down this video, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people have it and everything, if I'm looking, if the description of the dress code is that no athletic wear for kids 12 and under, little boy's wearing a shirt that says Jordan. Jordan is a Nike brand, or it's athletic wear. So if I see that, and he had on, I don't know what kind of shorts he had on now, top of my head. It may have been like some, like, they probably let his shorts, like it's like, they kind of swish and everything.
Like some basketball shorts.
Yeah, something like that. So, yeah, he's probably wearing athletic wear. Look at his outfit. The little boy had cargo shorts on, but they look very similar though. Her biggest complaint was like, well, they look alike.
Right. Yeah, I mean, based off of what I looked at the video, it wasn't a racist thing, more of an asshole manager thing. Because at a certain point in time, it's a kid. Why do you care what they're wearing? So the fact that he just came extremely adamant about not allowing the little boy to be in there because he was wearing athletic wear was just, one, it's poor judgment on the store manager,
right,
and on the company for their store, not really defining their store policy,
right? Because in the video, if you look at it, he pretty much says, and I'm just paraphrasing here. He pretty much said, I don't know how he got past me, where I didn't evaluate his outfit, but I see your son now, and I'm not letting him in. And that's pretty much what he said, in a nutshell. Like, I'm not letting him in because he's not got out with the dress code. And again, the mother is like, well, why? Like, they dress very similar. Like, I don't understand why my son can't.
Now, granted, it was just the universe at play and sheer coincidence that she was black and then the white kid outside just happened to be white.
Yeah, because I don't. Whenever I get bad customer service at a restaurant or I don't want to assume that I got it because I'm black.
Right? Yeah, I try never to immediately assume racism.
Yeah, I don't want to assume that because then I feel like I don't know if I'm in the right to play the race card, in a sense. But I don't want to like, I'm black and you not giving me a good service because I am black, and it's like, well, no, I'm just a bad server.
Right. I'm just shitty at my job. It had nothing to do with your race.
Right. Actually, done this to everybody. So, because I went to one restaurant, I won't say their name, but I just didn't have the best service. The food was okay, and it took a long time for me getting my check. So for some reason, the shorty just didn't want to give me my check. She was doing other shit. Right. And so the bill came to be like $99. I gave $100. So she didn't get no tip from me because like whatever it was like it was like a penny over. So I was being a dick that day, but it's like I was ready to go. I couldn't get my check. Right. So, but yeah, I don't ever want to assume that because of the color of my skin, I'm getting bad service. And I don't think in this instance here, this was racially motivated.
Right,
You know,
right.
like you said, the manager's being a dick. They fired both managers at that particular spot. Atlas Group that owns that restaurant and several other restaurants in that area, they changed their dress code policy to kind of be more kid friendly.
Right.
So
Because I'm not going to be dressing up a kid just to go to some fancy restaurant for lunch.
for chicken tenders, let's be real.
Right,
You eat
because
chicken
that's all he
tenders.
was going to get was some fucking chicken tenders.
Some damn chicken tenders. Because Ouzo Bay, I've been there before. It's a Greek restaurant, so they specialize in, like, you know, seafood and things like that.
Right, yeah.
I'd be damned
Because it's right on the harbor.
I'd be damned that little motherfucker order a red snapper.
Right, fucking $30 red snapper. No, get them fucking $9 chicken tenders.
You want some ketchup? You want a lot of ketchup? I know.
Right, so yeah, so something did come of it. The managers were fired, and then the group went and reevaluated their dress code policy and made it more in line with the fact that you're not going to be expecting young children to dress fancy to go to a restaurant.
Right. It's like you said, you and your family went to the
Ocean Airs for my stepmother's birthday a few years back, and my little brother brought his kids. They weren't dressed up, and there was no way in hell they were going to dress up.
Not for that. I mean, you tend to dress kids up, but sometimes you don't, though. But I think too, when you go when you go out, I think sometimes people want to dress up nice, and it is. And like I've been to a few restaurants in that area down there. I've been to Fleming's, and I've dressed up nice. But then across from me, it's a guy wearing a reflective vest on and his hard hat at the table, you know, eating a full 3-course meal.
Right.
And it's like, I don't want to begrudge that man a meal, but at the same time, it's like, is there a dress code? Should that be enforced? Like, why is he sitting at the table with his hard hat on?
Yeah, you can want to try to create some, fancy ambiance all you want, but at the end of the day, you do want people's money. So the fact that this manager went to this extent to try to enforce the dress code was just him being an asshole.
Yeah.
And not so much him being racist.
No, I don't think it was racist at all. But she is suing the Atlas Group for a cool $450,000.
Well, any lawyer will tell you to start high, and then hopefully they'll settle for less.
So then we need to start. Do we need to start an incident so we can sue somebody and get some money?
I mean, if we start the incident, that kind of defeats the purpose.
So then can we do like they did in the movie one time where the guy had a fly and put the fly in his soup and then got a free lunch?
I mean, well,
I want to get some money.
Yeah, I highly doubt it. I mean, especially if you realize how much insect parts the FDA approves of being in your food that you can get from the grocery store.
That's another episode. Whole another episode. So, I guess good luck to them if they going, whatever they want to come up from that. But but I think the thing to take away from this the most is that there was some change done. And it's stuff in the right direction. So
right, and not every incident is a racist incident, even if you feel like it might be.
Right. If you just bad your job, you just bad your job. It ain't got nothing to do with you being racist.
Right.
So
unless you blatantly racist, or even a reserved racist, I won't call you racist. If you shitty at your job, I just call you shitty at your job.
So speaking of racism, has it been a time? I know me and you had a couple moments together. We experienced some racism. And like, what can think of the top of your head?
Oh, I mean, I've had a lot of racist moments in my life. Being a big black man kind of does that for you. So I'll start with with a lighter incident, and I'll end on a heavier incident. So a lighter incident is I was in college. I was out College Park. I worked at a Subway. Mm-hmm. Me and my crew, I was a supervisor out there. Me and my crew, we great friends. A girl worked there, white girl Jessica. We were really close, and she's like, I want to hook you up with one of my friends. Mm-hmm. So I think y'all would be great together. I'm like, well, sure, bring her in and we'll talk. So she invites her friend over. Her and I are talking. I'm cracking jokes. I'm being me. She's having a good time. And I was like, maybe, since you're having such a great time, maybe we can go out and continue having a great time. She's like, you're very funny and, you are kind of cute, but I don't date black guys. I said, oh. That is an interesting take. I retract my date offer. And so the next day I'm at work and I went to my friend. I was like, so Jessica, about your friend. And she started immediately apologizing. She said, I am so sorry. I did not know she was like that.
Now you do.
I said, because, she said, I just thought that y'all would have been perfect together. Apparently, we would have been perfect together if my skin was white.
Or y'all just did on the phone.
So, yeah, that was not my first incident with racism, but just one of the funnier moments.
I get you. I'll take you back to my first moment of racism. So, just to show my age, before there was GameStop, it was a store called Funko-Land.
Funko-Land, yeah, that eventually became GameStop.
Exactly. So, I was probably about 10 or 11, and I was with my parents, and they went to the Point Breeze Credit Union. So next door to it was Funko-Land. So in GameStop now, in Funko-Land, you can go in there and play the games and everything.
Yeah.
So they went to the Point Breeze Credit Union. I went to Funko-Land, and they had the Sega, the Nintendo Belt, and everything. So I was looking around at different games. And I was like, can I play one of the systems? And the clerk said, no, they're broken or something like that. It's not working right now. So I said, okay. So I walked around a little bit and look at different games and stuff like that. As I'm leaving, a white woman, and her little girl walked right in. And I know I didn't hear them say, can I play this game? But they walked right in. The guy opened up the little case, turned the power switch on, turned the game on, and Shorty was playing the game. And I was like, oh, ain't that about a bitch?
Maybe it's because you didn't come in there with a parent.
They didn't tell me that. They didn't tell me that you had to play the game accompanied by a parent. They told me the shit was not working.
Just wasn't working for you.
Yeah, because the color of my skin. So that was my first experience dealing with racism. I told my parents and everything. But I didn't feel hurt about it. I was like, well, damn, that was just fucked up. Just tell me that the rule is you got to come by a parent. I've been cool. I'm not gonna drag my parents out of the store to go play a damn video game. I got my own game system at home. But don't tell me it's not working, and then you pop the game open for her, and it does work.
Right.
So
I had another experience. I had plenty of experience with racism. I used to have a 1994 Taurus. I had gotten in an accident, so my car was beat up. Fecal matter is what I used to call that car because it was a piece of shit. Thanks, Robbie. And so anyway, I worked at a carpet cleaner out Arbutus, and I'm on 95. And after my accident, my turn signals weren't working, so I had a thing where I just stayed in the lane that I knew I was going to be in, so I didn't have to worry about using my turn signal. So I'm driving, and next thing I noticed there's a cop car behind me. It's MTA police, mind you. I'm on the highway. Why the fuck are they there? Is the question. And so they are following behind me for a couple of miles, and I'm almost at my exit. I'm about to go off my exit, and then the lights come on. Mm-hmm. I said, okay, what the fuck is going on? I pull over to the shoulder. They come up behind me. It's two white guys get out the car. The police officer, the MTA officer that was in the passenger seat, he's walking around my car just looking in, looking around. Mm-hmm. And the other officer comes up to my door. I got both hands on the steering wheel because he got his hand on his gun. And I'm like, holy shit, what the fuck's about to go down? Right. Yeah, I'm like, is there anything wrong, sir? What you stopped me for? He's like, can I see your license and registration? So I gave it to him. The other guy's still circling my car. He went back. I guess they running my license. I didn't have any record. I ain't have any warrants. I guess they must have figured that they had somebody because I'm a big black guy in a beat up car with a scarf on my head. So he comes back. Said, I noticed that you didn't use your turn signal when I pulled you over. I said, well, that doesn't explain why you pulled me over. I didn't use my turn signal when I went to the shoulder, but that doesn't explain why you pulled me over in the first place. Right. So he ended up giving me a repair order to get my turn signals fixed, and then I went on my way. And to this day, I don't know what the fuck they thought they were going to find. But again, white officer circling my car, another officer at my face with his hand on his gun.
The Coke is in the tire.
I hate that because I screamed that out when somebody got stopped. So that was another incident that I had with some racist individuals.
Well, I'll end it on this one. One time, me and you were out at White Marsh, and we were coming from the movie theater out there, and we were going to my car, and we were walking, and we were about to approach these white people. Well, not approaching, but we pretty much walking past them. And the white woman looked up at us and was like, oh, let me go lock my door. And so
I remember.
so me and you were talking, but you heard it.
Yeah.
And you bust out laughing. So I'm like, what? I was like, I ain't say nothing funny. So I'm like, what was funny? And you said, I'll tell you later. So I'm like, I knew something. Something was off because you would tell me right away something.
Yeah.
But you like, nah. Like,
Because as soon as she looked up and saw the two black guys, she's like, oh shit, let me go lock my
let me go lock my car. And so, then he told me what she said after she got like, her and her company or whatever got further away. And I was like, oh, I wish I heard that shit because I laid into her ass. That's one of those I wish a nigga would moment, and you took that away from me.
I'm glad I took that away from you because it wasn't worth it.
It probably was going to be worth it because there had been a whole situation.
Right. Okay. So in lieu of that, I'll end it on a funny or racist moment. I was coming from the grocery store, Redness. I got bags in both my hands, stocked up on groceries. There's a white woman, coming to her car behind me. I guess we parked like right next to each other. As I'm getting closer to my car, I hear doot doot. She locked her car door. We're both walking to our car. I have groceries in both of my hands. How the fuck am I going to rob you? So I put my groceries in the car and then I started up and then she goes to her car and right when she was about to walk in, I said, you racist bitch. And then just drove off.
As you should. White people, stop doing that shit. Like, just stop. Like, we're not trying to rob. I'm going to say, we not trying to rob you. I guess people every nigga out there.
I would be more understanding if, one, we weren't both walking to our car, and two, it wasn't 9 o'clock in the fucking morning. It's a parking lot filled with people.
Yeah. I mean, I think we deal with racism every day, a lot of times in the workplace or outside the workplace. So
yeah,
we won't get into that right now, but just to share some kind of funny
we
moments.
could do a whole goddamn episode of just racist moments that we've been engaged in. So
let's see, what else we have on the docket? You want to talk about Nick Cannon?
No, I don't want to talk about Nick Cannon.
You're not talking about Nick Cannon?
No, Nick Cannon has lost his fucking mind, and I don't want to talk about him. But in a good news moment with things changing, just like, removing monuments, the Redskins have changed their name.
Hey, it only took 50 years.
Well, they've been the Redskins for 84 years.
Wow. You've been racist for almost 100 years.
Yeah.
God damn.
And now they're finally going to change the name and the logo. And it took native people battling them on this shit for like 40 years. But as soon as some sponsors said we're going to drop
FedEx, Amazon, Nike, Walmart.
They said, we got to change this name. So kudos to capitalism.
Because it went off your own heart.
Oh, hell no.
It went off your heart.
There have been several native tribes that have been fighting the Washington Redskins owner to change their name for like 40 years.
Yeah. It seems like it comes up every year before football starts. They always ask Dan Snyder, hey, man, you may change the name?
Say, hey, this name is racist. Please change the name. Can you change the logo? The name is racist. Your logo is a bit of a racist caricature. Can you please change it? And he said, fuck you guys. Said, but all of these companies, they're a little woke now.
Right. All of a sudden.
So they said, you know what? We pulling sponsorship. Dan Snyder's like, well, I guess we're changing the name. Because losing several hundred millions of dollars in sponsors, it hurts that bottom line. And that's how it always works. If you're going to hurt my bottom line, fuck it, I got to change things.
You got to change something. So I'll be interested to see what their new name's going to be and the logo and all that. Because, like I said, it's been like 84 years. I didn't know they were damn around that long.
Hey, like I said, and for about 40 years,
I know they've
been fighting. And it's so weird to me that it took so long for them to even consider changing it because of the sponsor pullout, because of the fact that the Washington Bullets, they changed their name. He's like, you know what? Yeah, I don't really want to be associated with Bullets, so let's change our name.
Because DC was deadly back in the day.
Yeah. He said, yeah, we don't really want to be associated with that. Let's change the name.
Right. I won't say all change is good, but to see this in the right direction finally happening is a good thing. So, because that's just ridiculous but it shows you just that, if a group of people are saying that, hey, this offends me, you're now willing to even. It's like, I can understand. Maybe they kept the logo but changed the name. Maybe you could have met him halfway on that. Maybe, I don't know. But he's like, nah, fuck it.
Hey, he said brand recognition.
Exactly. But now it was some, people pulling that money out, or they're threatening to pull that money out. And now he's like, you want a name change? Let's just pull a name out of a hat real quick and see what we get here.
Yay, capitalism.
So, yay, Washington, what your name's going to be.
Exactly. Anything else?
No, I think we pretty much covered everything going on, recently. Maybe we'll talk about Nick Hand another day.
Yeah. Sure. So as always, that's the show. You can check us out on YouTube, listen to us on SoundCloud, Google Music Play, iTunes, Spotify. So as always, peace out.
Thanks for listening. Subscribe, like, comment, share, and all that good stuff.
The YouTube shit that they should already know how to do.
Yes, you should do it.
Peace.